प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवत्रेकपाणये ज्ञानमृद्धाय कृष्णाय गीतामृतं दुहे नमः. Hare Krishna. So we continue with our discussion on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, attaining the Supreme, Akshar Brahma Yoga. So may I request, check the screen. Yeah. Ashish Pushe Prabhu, can you just please help me with the overview, Prabhu? Previous chapter overview. Oh, so there's so much background sound. Maybe.
Yes, I will go outside.
No. You can put. I'll request somebody else. Thank you. Maybe. Yeah, Sumit Prabhu, can you please help?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Overview actually. 1 and 2, first and second, Arjuna's question. Third and fourth, Krishna's reply for 6 questions.
Yes.
Then 5 to 8 verse, remembrance of Krishna at death is the answer of the 7th question.
Yes.
9 to 13, remembrance of Krishna by Yog Mishra Bhakta, Bhakti.
Yeah.
Then 14 and 15, remembrance by Shuddha Bhakti.
Yes.
Then 16 to 22, remembrance of the Supreme Lord by comparing nature of the material and spiritual world.
Yes.
And last 23rd to 28th verse, remembrance by Bhakti Yoga is easier than Ashtanga Yoga.
Thank you. What do you think currently in which section are we, Prabhu?
Currently, Guruji, we are in 5th to 8th.
What is that section?
That is remembrance of Krishna at death is the answer.
Yeah, so good. So somebody can help me with what was the link between the previous chapter, 7th chapter, to this 8th? How are we coming? What was the exact link? Can anybody just raise the hands? Yeah, Anil Sahu.
In the last chapter, when Arjuna asked the question, so Krishna give the answer and give the 6-7 points for that. And those points are like Brahman, Adhyatmam, Karma, Adibhutam, Adidevam, Adi Yagya, Priyan Kale. So these points coming into the last chapter. Now in this chapter, Krishna start giving the answer of giving the meanings of those words. And the person name is Mukta. He like he want to become liberation. So the Sakam Bhakti Yoga, under Sakam Bhakti Yoga, there is one more person is coming, Jara Mukta, so that will be discussing here.
Somebody else, little more precise. Okay. Check. Yeah, Deepak Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, Lord Krishna in the last of the 7th chapter explained that those who want liberation from this material world, Jara, Maran, Moksha,
Exactly.
they know this like 7 terms: Brahman, Adhyatma, Karma, Adibhuta, and Adideva, and Adiyagya.
Very good. And
So
that's it?
And Karma. So these 7 terms, like Lord Krishna told that he knows those who want to get liberation from material world. So Arjuna asked that what are these 7?
Yeah. What are the 7 terms? So that's how begins the 8th chapter with this asking questions. First 2 questions are Arjuna's. Anybody knows what are the 7th one which Deepak Prabhu missed? He mentions in his consciously, he said it is 7. There is one missing. Yes. Yeah. Only your name. Anybody? Yeah, Anil Sahu, yourself.
Priyan Kale.
Priyan Kale. How at the point of death? That was the 7th question. You mentioned 6. Okay. So then anybody? Arjuna asks 8th chapter, say, begins with asking this questions. Where did he ask this question? In which verses he asked this question? In which verses? Just name the verses. That's it. I'm not asking the quote the verses. Yes, Mandar.
So the first two verses you have the question.
Yeah, simple. You see your split of the verses that will answer you. Where did Krishna answer? Which are the verses Krishna has answered? Anybody? I request all of others also to just please participate if you have heard this. Otherwise, I get myself into doubt whether I should, whether they are understanding or not. Yes, Gautam Prabhu.
Closing from 8.3 to 8.8, Krishna answers for the 7
Okay,
questions.
good. So which all questions is answering? How many questions is answering in this
7
verses?
questions. 7 questions.
7. Good. So which all, I mean, in which verses is answering how many answers?
In 8.3 is answering first 3 questions. And in 8.4 is answering next 3 questions. 4, 5,
In 3 and
6.
4, he answers 6 questions.
6 questions.
Okay, good. And then
And
7th is
8.5 to 8.8, 7th question.
okay, very good. Now, anybody, can you tell what are, just tell the question, just tell the answer. Ask scripts, ask Krishna. Don't give me details. Just say, what is this? What is Arjuna asked this? Krishna says this. Yes, anybody. At least start with, and should go in sequence. Huh? Don't jumble one thing here. Yes, Mayapurvi Hari Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
First, Krishna asks what is
Krishna,
Brahma?
first who asks? Make it clear.
First, Arjuna.
Yes, please
What
be on the
is
same
what is
page.
Brahma? What is
Okay.
Brahma?
Okay.
And Krishna says the living entity is the Brahma.
Living entity?
Is the Brahma.
Yeah. Indestructible living entity.
Indestructible living entity.
That Akshara is an
Then,
important word. And
then
Akshara
second
is-
question, what is Adhyatma?
Okay.
Then
Second question is
Krishna,
there. Okay.
in second question, what is Adhyatma? Then Krishna gave answer, his eternal nature, living entity, eternal nature is the Adhyatma.
In his conditioned nature, what is his usually his swabhava?
Yes.
His conditioned nature.
Yes,
Is-
conditioned nature.
In his conditioned nature, what is his swabhava? I'm just asking a question related to it. To lord it over the material world. That's it. Okay. Adhyatma is his actual nature is to be servant of Krishna. Okay.
Servant
Good.
of Krishna.
Good. Go ahead. Next. What is the
And
third?
the third question is what is karma?
Good. Okay.
Then action done by the living entity, performed by living entity, that is karma.
In the material world.
In the material world.
In which he is bound. That is karma.
Yes.
Because action is done by those who are living entities practicing Krishna consciousness also, but that doesn't bind them. So that's the difference. Okay, good. 3. Okay.
Then
Okay, 1 minute.
Four-
Anybody else want to answer next 3? I just keep. Okay, Atagaram Group.
So the next question Arjuna was asking was like, what is Adibhuta?
Okay.
Then Krishna answered that constantly changing body, in the material world. Prakriti is which Krishna said.
Yeah, only the body changes constantly, or many other things also in this world change.
No, not the body, the physical world also. Like
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
point. Because change is there in everything, right? The
Yes.
trees also, the other pots also, other time we find that only the some change in a later some lifespan of certain time, maybe certain items may be more, certain items may be less, but it's there. Constantly changing is there over the whole physical. Okay, good. That is
next one was what is Adidaiva?
okay.
Arjuna was asking.
Okay.
So then Krishna was answering that this is the gigantic universal form.
Yes.
the
In which
Virat
all the
Purush.
demigods are there. Okay. Good.
Yeah, Virat Purusha.
Yes.
Next was who is Adhiyagya.
Hmm.
There Krishna mentioned that it is Krishna himself, the enjoyer of all sacrifices.
So
Paramatma.
what does Krishna himself means there?
Paramatma.
Yeah, in his expansion is Paramatma.
Yeah.
Very
yes.
good.
And
Good.
yes.
Yeah. And then 7th question, which we are dealing with. What is the 7th question?
I think it was how is Adhiyagya known in the body?
No, that is there. That is a part. That is a club. Where is it? Where is it there in the? Who is Adiyagya? Where is it? It is there in the heart. the living entity. So that is
Last
one
question
question.
was, how do you to remember Krishna at time of that Prayana Kali?
So we are continuing with that.
Yes, yes, sir.
Good, at least I'm sure that all of you are in the same flow. Okay. Thank you. Now we continue. So then we completed 6th and 7th verses. So there we tried to see how to remember Krishna at the time of death. So 1 minute, I'll just share the screen. Yeah. So this verse we have seen Antakale Chamameva Smaran Mukta Kalevaram Yah Prayati Samadbhavam Yati Nasti Atra Samsaya. And whoever at the end of his life quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. That we saw yesterday. Okay. Next, 6th also we saw. So if somebody is remembering you at the end, or when he is about to leave the body, then he will come to you. Of this there is no doubt. He will attain your nature. But many may not be remembering you, maybe having some others. So the basic point of previous verse is smaran. Okay, he says, whoever has that smaran about me at the end, he will come to me. So, but the question comes is, everybody may not be having smaran of you. What will happen to them? Yam yam tam tam. Whatever smaran they will have, that they will get accordingly, or that nature they will attain. Now it can be anything. So that we saw. But now he says next verse. This we will try to see. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mayi arpitamano buddhir mame fashyasi ashamshaya. Okay. Rasarasik Prabhu. Hopefully I spell it right. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Therefore, therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting with your activities dedicated to me, and your mind and intelligence fixed on me. You will attain me without doubt.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So 8.7, Krishna is saying, now, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. In the 8.5, he said at that point, at the time of death. Then the question remains, what at the time? But before that, a person leaves span of life. What about that? No, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Now here is saying, throughout, Ma Manusmara, again, Smaran is coming. Yuddhacha. So Arjuna is saying that, okay, now Ma Manusmara Yuddhacha. Then Maya Arpita Mano Buddhira. Now Smaran is done, yes, through what you call Man and Buddhi. Man is primarily there. Buddhi is also applied there with the right understanding. Then you will come to me. Again, he says, you will attain me without doubt. So this is what he explains here. So we'll try to see.
What?
Yeah.
This instruction to Arjuna is very important for all men engaged in material activities. The Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna. This will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Loka without a doubt.
A doubt. So now this is the famous verse. So see, 8.5 Krishna is telling you will remember me at the time of death. Now in this verse saying remember me always. Can anybody say what is the connection? Anybody would like to? What is the connection?
If somebody practices for his whole life, then he can able to remember Krishna at time of death.
Okay, very good. Very good. Anything more? For some more answer. What you said is correct, no problem. What's the point? And he said, no, just remember the last end. And why? Yeah, yes, Mandar. Bro.
So it is like if we, in order to remember him at the point of death, so one need to do practice for that of remembering him every time. So
Okay, that is also good. So then, what do you call? Okay, actually, the point is death can come at any time, no? Death can come at any time, right? So in that sense, that's why Prabhupada also, and I think in first canto, what do you call it? When he asking that question, how a person, what are the duties of a person when he's about to leave, and what are the duties of a person when he's living? The question is one only, actually. Prabhupada says it's not two questions. In essence, if you see one question, why? The point is death can come anytime, no, Prabhu? Is there the guarantee that throughout life I will practice, and then when that will come, then I am prepared? Getting the point?
सदा तद्भाव भावित.
Okay. So, yeah, so that is the point. When this verses, two verses are saying, he is saying Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu also, because death can come anytime. So, and at the same time, all what you said, that point is also valid. So it's not that, but somebody may say that if there is a benediction that I will not die till 100 years, then will not this verse apply? No, then that's the answer. No, the one has to practice throughout one's life. That's the answer. So that will at the same time, because whatever consciousness one has developed while living, that consciousness will come at that will be the prominent consciousness at the time of death. And death can come anytime. That's why it's very important at this moment when we are living. That is like Sarveshu Kaleshu, means or the current time what we are living, we should try to be as much Krishna consciousness as possible. And His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, all of us know that in voices he gives that this verse famous, what do you call Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmara Yudhyacha. Manumasara. Morning program is for Krishna and the whole day is for your prescribed duties. Do both things. Like only studies, no coming to temple. It's like what you call just I will do my own duties. No ma manusmara, only yuddha. I want to do only studies, no temple. No, that is another extreme. Only temple, no other studies. But if we are living in in this material world, you have a body, particularly, and we have certain duties to be done in this world. Yuddhacha, certain grahasthas has to go for work, students has to go for studies. But so ma manusmara yuddhacha, this is there. Now, Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu, in this interesting is all the time if we say, all of us take rest at 8 in the night, right? Night or sometimes day. So what about that time? What about that time? Anyone? What do you think? We are missing, right, sir? Okay, Prabhu, I mean awake and there, but when you are taking rest. Yes, Shrikar Prabhu.
Guruji, we take rest so that morning we can do.
That is true. That I agree. But that 6 hours you have not done. That much is true, right?
So
that much you are. That is an ignorance state only, right?
No, so but that kind of that activity is also for Krishna consciousness, as it will be helpful.
Will
for
you call sleeping as in Krishna conscious activity?
Yeah, if we are doing in consciousness of like we can next day perform nice chanting, hearing, and then my prescribed duties.
You sure?
Yeah, kind of. I'm not.
Good, good. So like that. Because His Grace Kanai Krishna was sharing his experience. So I was long back. He said that same doubt he had. What about this night time generally? So he was sharing that he happened to ask this question to His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. Maharaj, like Krishna is saying Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu. Maharaj gave a very beautiful insight. So Maharaj, how is that? Like all time, usually night time is sleeping and daytime is also good. How is that? So Maharaj asked, you go to office? That time he was working. He said, yes, Maharaj, I go to work. So how many days you work? 4 weeks. In a month, I work for 22 days. Weekly, there are 2 days off. So yes, so 22 days you work, 8 days you have holiday. Does the company pay you 22 days salary or 30 days salary? No, it gives me completely, it doesn't give. Does it say that for 8 days you have not worked? That we don't give? No, because you have worked for 22 days and you have that sincerity to commit for the work. So even that holidays is given as this thing. But if somebody says, no, just give me this 8 days holidays work, rest I will not work, will he get payment? So you got the point. So the point is this: if you are practicing sincerely and we have that eagerness to serve Krishna, and whatever now consciously, that's why Srikar Prabhu's point is valid in this, because consciously he is thinking, because body, as we have physical body, it is ignorance inside it. Because in pure devotee's case, if you see, sleep is also minimized practically. Prabhupada used to sleep hardly, and our Goswamis used to. So we are not pure, we are sadhakas. So at this place, yes, sometimes we need that rest in order to be more active for the seva, and accordingly we have to be. Yes, too much sleep is not good. So that is the beauty when Krishna is saying Tasma Sarveshu Paleshu, in what you call all the time one can what you call be remembered, provided you have that consciousness. Yes, let me catch up rest because I can serve better Krishna, I can serve. So remember this company example. At least I was very much impressed by Maharaja's answer that how you are getting benefit. Similarly, Krishna gives that benefit. Gives that benefit of what you call your practice, your sincerity. Because the company knows he's working hard for all these 22 days sincerely. So why not? He's paid for it. Similarly, Krishna gives that benefit. If that benefit is there in the material world, why not in the spiritual world? Why not? Krishna is not so miser. If a company in the material world can give you 8 days of salaries, making you sit at home and also pay you, why not Krishna will then? Provided we are consciously, just like we are so much consciously work for the company, for deadlines to reach and all those things. Similarly, the deadline of death is already there upon. Sure. So how much one is in pressure, and he works in pressure, he stretches himself. I've seen that students, devotees in our voice. Oh, kya hua morning program? Oh, night company has, what do you call, the glorious company has helped me to stretch for their service. So how much? Wow. If that is the enthusiasm, how much should be the enthusiasm for Krishna consciousness? Of course, one is nobody's saying the spoil the body, but outside material world, yes, the spoil the body. But be according to your capacity. Be in a zone where you are not completely like weird out because you are stretching too much, and don't be in a cozy zone also. Be in a little stretch zone in Krishna consciousness, which is always good. That keeps one's engaged. Okay, that is what. So tasma sarvesham. And mano, he says like mano buddhir, mind. So by mind we chant the holy names of the Lord. That's why we say in the morning, keep your mana, because mind has the capacity to absorb, the capacity to absorb. So it has the thinking, the constant process of. So one has to, by mind, one has to chant the holy names. By intelligence, one creates that determination to remain fixed. At the same time, by reading the scriptures, by surrendering to by thinking about the instructions of the spiritual master, thinking about the instructions of the scriptures for our benefit, one has to become fixed. Otherwise, that determination. So both mind has to be thoroughly engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord, so that it becomes conscious. Now, currently, we are materially very strongly conscious. It doesn't take time to go into the material consciousness, but it takes a struggle to come to it. And once you come so much into the Krishna consciousness, it hardly, the mind similarly, just like it is completely absorbed into the matter, it becomes completely absorbed into spiritual, then hardly it goes. So that stage, it comes at the ruchi and other higher stages. So this is what it is. That's why he says mano buddhi, both. Next. So one more verse related to this. So for that, what one has to do with the mind, he says very clearly. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanya paramam purusham divyam yati parthanu chintayan. Again, the same point is emphasized. Okay, yes, Srikar, you can read.
Yes, bro. Translation. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me.
Yeah, so he's saying that he says Paramam Purusham Divyam. Anuchintayan, you see, constantly thinking. One should be constantly meditating. By what? Abhyasa yoga, repetition, by constant. Not in any other thing. Na chetasa nanya not been deviated from the purpose. That's why our chanting has to be focused. Our activities has to be focused upon our services. Because the magnitude of keeping focused oneself is there in every individual. How we are having fixed for our purpose in our material life, or in the duties what we do outside. Similarly, there should be a fixed purpose. And we as a sadhakas are on the practitioner platform. That abhyas. So Krishna says this abhyas in 6th chapter also, when Arjuna says that this is related to the mind. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati baladadra. It tells about the mind. There also Krishna gives immediately reply in, I think, 6.35. He says that asamshayam mahabhavo mano durnigraham chalam. He says that. I do agree. Krishna doesn't deny the fact that the mind is difficult. It says that it is. I do agree. Durnigraham chalam. It's very difficult to overcome. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chakriyate. But Arjuna, abhyas will help surely. Yoga, connecting. So, okay, please continue. Yeah, Shrikar.
Yeah. In this verse, Lord Krishna stresses the importance of remembering him. One's memory of Krishna is revived by chanting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna. By this practice of chanting and hearing the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord, one's ear, tongue, and mind are engaged. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice and it helps to attain the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, we discussed about this. Now Krishna, and now Prabhupada is very interesting here. Okay, yes, read it.
The devotee can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his feature, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. This practice will purify him, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God.
Okay, 1 minute. See, the devotee can constantly think of the object of worship and Supreme Lord in any of the features, Narayana, Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna. See, by chanting, that sometimes devotees have this question, what you call, we are chanting Hare Krishna, so what will be my destination? What will be my Swarupa? You say, yeah. So basic thing is chant Hare Krishna. This you can reach accordingly to the object. So now the question, sometimes devotees have that question. My attraction is so much towards Lord Ram. Maybe my Swarupa is in Saket Dham, or my Swarupa is here and South India. Those who come. See, for anybody, for basic purification till the stage of anartha nivritti and nishtha, better not to think about any of what is my Swarupa, not even I have to speculate about it. Because chanting of the holy name is for the initially stage is to purify us. That is very important, and that is for anybody. Actually, it's after the higher stages only one will be that will be revealed very clearly. What is one's this thing better, rather than speculating right at the beginning stages. Somebody at the background is simple. If it is very good, if somebody has attraction for Lord Ram or Narsimha, this thing, nothing wrong. But priorly, it may be because of one's previous culture that one is coming. If you come, many people come from South India, they're more attracted to Narsimha Dev. They are more attracted somebody coming from North India, from near Ayodhya region, or this thing, somebody from. So this may be on the background from different aspects. Somebody from a Brahmana background, in their home they worship some particular deity. You couldn't find it, helps. I'm not saying no for that. But the speculation of my this thing should not happen. That comes from a very high stage, actually. So that's why. But the initial stage, the purifying aspect of the holy name is common for anybody. Anybody can chant the holy name, purify their heart, and then accordingly the revelation things will be there. So that is the reason. This practice will purify, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God. Of course, it has many, many things in between, but Prabhupada is saying in gist or in a sense. Yes, Prabhu, please complete.
Yoga practice is meditation on the Supreme within. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, one fixes his mind always on the Supreme Lord. The mind is fickle, and therefore it is necessary to engage the mind by force to think of Krishna. One example often given is that of the
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar that thinks of becoming a butterfly and so is transformed into butterfly in the same life. Similarly, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that at the end of our lives we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna.
Yeah, basically it is talking about that same Smaran aspect, and you practice this and become completely absorbed. Just like we become, it's simple, no? Just like you become completely absorbed in the material world, you get a next material body according to your absorption. Yesterday I was saying that. Karmana deva netrena chantur deha upatyate. Sriya pravishta udara. Omsareta kanashreya. He said, the Lord is gifting according to your consciousness. If you develop Krishna consciousness, your body, you get a spiritual body. If you are developing what do you call material consciousness, you get a material body. It's as simple as that. You are where your absorption will be. We say, you are where your mind is, and mind is related for that absorption. That's what it has been telling. So now, here this word carries the link. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasananyagamina. So now, after this, Krishna is going with from 9 to 13. We are going ahead with next section, where Krishna is telling what you call how he can be remembered by applying this Abhyasa Yoga. Because in this verse, in the previous verse, what we saw is this 9 to 13. Now, coming section is remembrance of Krishna by Yoga Mishra Bhakta. So, previously, in the previous verse, I was saying that Chetasana Anyage. He says that without fixing one pointed attention upon him, what you call one can come to him. So what has happened is, now this is a particular kind of bhakta. This is another kind. Just like we discussed previously in the previous chapter, if you remember, there are Sakami Bhaktas. What are they that we saw? What do you call? There is Artha, Arthati, Jignasu. The another name of this category, if you want to mention them, we call them Sakama Bhaktas. They are Bhaktas. They go to Krishna only. That is very clear. But they are Sakama Bhaktas. And there was fourth category who was a Nishkama Bhakta. Like that. So that are two categories. There is Sakama Bhakta, Nishkama Bhakta, and what do you call that name of that Sakama Bhakta? One more name for that is nothing but Karma Mishra Bhakti or Karma Mishra Bhakti. It is called this. And please pay attention. These words get confused over a period of time to many. Nishkama Bhakta is nothing but Gnana Mishra Bhakti. Known as Gnana Mishra Bhakti. So this is the third category, Yoga Mishra Bhakti or Yoga Mishra Bhakta, one who practices that path. So now Krishna is discussing that without practice of yoga, actually it is difficult to withdraw the mind from the sense objects. All of us know the mind is naturally goes and get absorbed. So yoga helps it. Yoga means that Ashtanga yoga practice. So without withdrawing the mind from the sense objects, it's very difficult to constantly think about the Lord. So therefore, one executes bhakti along with yoga. For your kind information, this is not the path we are following. Krishna is just mentioning about the what do you call, the practitioners who add yoga, yoga mishra. First, when the word yoga mishra comes, it means nothing but, what do you call, there is a mishran of yoga in bhakti. Why? To deal with the mind so that he can focus. So that is why it is called as yoga mishra. So, however, still sometimes devotees get confused. I'll just take this. Just pay attention to what I'm saying now, or see my screen and just pay attention. This is very important for us to understand. Then only you will be able to flow with what I'm talking. Otherwise, sometimes I use the word karma mishra bhakti, yoga mishra bhakti, what do you call, भक्ति मिश्र योग, भक्ति मिश्र कर्म, ये क्या है? ये इधर का इधर मिक्स होता है, उधर का उधर मिक्स होता है, ये है क्या? It is just like appears to be word jugglery, just playing with us. This guy is just playing with us, हमारे को घुमा फिराता है और कुछ नहीं. It appears like that. So pay attention what I am speaking. And this actually I was supposed to speak in the previous chapter, but I just waited whether you can catch it or not. So 1 minute, I'll just show you on the screen. Let's put it. Very important. So are you able to see my screen? Excel sheet. There's nothing.
Yes, yes, bro.
There's nothing. So this is an explanation given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur for understanding the, what do you call, different kinds of now. He calls it three bhaktis. Three kinds of bhaktis are there. One is Guni, Bhuta, Ti. Another is Pradhan, Pradhani, that's actually, sorry, Pradhani, this is Dhani. Next is Kevala. Are you all able to see? Are you all able to see this?
Yes, bro.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. So he calls this. So these are the three things which are there. So this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and what do you call? Yoga in that sense. Yoga is a word. You don't use yoga. So I'll write down as karma, Jnana, and yoga. Yoga is a word used for connection also. Yoga is a path. That is the thing. So this is what. So Guni Bhuta means here the guna is pradhan. Like for karmi, karma is pradhan. For him, karma activities are important. Of course, when I'm using a word here, karma, it is not this karma of what we are doing. That is vikarma. Outside what? See, one who follows the Vedic path, or one is following varnashrama, he is called as a karma, particularly karma kandi or the path of karma, like that. Jnani is a different. And when we say gnani or gnana, the path of gnana, or he will be a gnani in that path. So in this, karma is prominent. Word bhakti is used. What I will tell you. Just be patient. Just keep on observing. Okay, jnana and yoga. And here the word. So this can be called as like this also. Alternate names I am writing. This can be called as bhakti mishra karma, or it can be called as bhakti mishra jnana, or the third one, yoga, bhakti mishra yoga. This pradhani bhuta is called as karma mishra bhakti, or jnana mishra, or, and the third one is for yoga, yoga mishra. Whereas kevala bhakti, the other names of this kevala bhakti is shuddha bhakti or ananya bhakti or nishkinchana bhakti, or what we defined in the uttama or akinchana bhakti. Nishkinchana also akinchana. This is 100%. So, are you able to see this? Is this clear till now? Just whatever I have written, is it clear or not? I'm not asking about this. Yeah. So what does this, the bhakti, actually here, it is not bhakti. The word bhakti is used because you should understand any path, even karma kanda, any path without touch of bhakti, even without, because there is, without at least a touch of bhakti, no path can be successful. A jnani cannot, the jnani's path cannot be successful. A yogi's path cannot be successful. A karmi's. That's why you find in Karma Kanda also the direct aspects of holy name of the Lord are taken in between, in bits and pieces. That means there is a mishran of bhakti. When I use the word bhakti mishra, bhakti is mixed. Means bhakti is not primary. Karma is primary. Bhakti is secondary. That's why in this, when we say karmis, jnanis, yogis, when you use the word, or when Prabhupada used in books, that is referring to this. In them, prominence is karma, prominence is jnana, prominence is yoga, not bhakti. Bhakti they take as a support. Bhakti they take as a support. Support what? Okay, by taking Vishnu's name, if my karma is successful, I'll do it. Okay, now my jnani, okay, apart from, because jnanis also, they will chant the holy name. They will, but that is not their the main activity that one has to understand. Yogis, okay, meditating upon the form of the Lord, they may utilize that facility, but later wants to. That is in the destination part. Is this point clear to everybody? When a guni bhuta means the gunas of that particular path are prominent in them. Is this clear to all of you? So when Mishra, when you see Mishra means this is mixed in this path. That is the path, karma path. When we usually says karmis means karma means karma, what you call karma kand, usually that is karma kand. In karma kand, what is prominent? That when you see the destinations, you will understand. Bhakti has been just taken as a support. And next in jnanis, the jnana is nothing but jnanis only. And the third is bhakti. Yoga means yoga. Now, these here you can say bhakti is less than 50%, let us say, just for your understanding I am putting it. Bhakti is less than, is it less than or more than symbol? More than, right?
No, less than.
Less than,
Correct.
I get sometimes doubt with this two symbols. Is it clear? Here it is more than 50. You can say maximum percentage is the means. You see, the word has changed. Why? Because bhakti is prominent here. Pradhani bhuta. Main thing is the bhakti. Bhakti is prominent here. Bhakti is prominent here. Bhakti word is used constantly. But there is mishran of karma. Means he wants to do some, he wants to have some aspects of. That's why you find we say, where will this? I'm just writing down here. Here that artha, artharthi, and jignasu come here. Is it clear? They come to this under this category of karma mishra because they have a desire. They want to do bhakti, but they say they have a desire. Prominently there is bhakti because they go to Krishna. They go to Krishna prominently, they want to do, but they have a desire to be fulfilled. Jnana mishra, he's nishkam, he doesn't have any desire. But at least but still, he doesn't have a desire, but still there is a subtle desire. That's it. Then yoga mishra, this is the bhakti. So these two things Krishna has covered in the previous chapter. So now he is covering this. And because this is bhakti section, this 6 chapters, in between, there will be a combination of these two bhaktis only. These two bhaktis, because both are bhakti. Both are bhakti. And our path is this 100% bhakti, which Rupa Goswami says. This is that 100% bhakti, kevala bhakti, no other desire. No other desire. So that's why that's what we, whenever somebody sometimes devotees also get confused. What do you call, you are a karmi Prabhu, you are a jnani Prabhu. Somebody reads Bhagavatam more, or somebody is little more absorbed in Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. Somebody will get confused and saying, oh, you are a jnani, you are. So one has to understand what you are talking. One has to very clearly understand. So both are this thing. Our path is this. Remember, that's why Anya Avilashita Shuni, because these category has their bhakti, but this category has this thing. Now, coming to destinations. So what will be the destinations of these categories? Okay, let me see. If you're, so can you tell what will be the destination of karma or karma kandis?
Heaven.
Huh?
Heaven and higher planetary systems.
Heaven, you can say heaven. You can say swarga. Okay? Good. What about will the jnanis?
Brahmajyoti.
Brahmajyoti, that
Impersonal
is
Brahman.
impersonal liberation or Sayujya Mukti. Okay? Good. What about yoga?
Super soul realization.
No. He has also, what do you call
Okay,
it?
Same
Sayujya
Gyani.
Mukti. Yeah,
Gyani.
super soul. You know, you are now you are coming to the point. All of you are able to come. Yes. So for Jnani also, for yoga also, this is because yogi has two kinds of yogis are. One yogi can see the form of the Lord and wants to merge. Another yogi understand the form of Lord and appreciates it and can go to that. That next, what you are telling about yoga is good. Now tell this Karma Mishra Bhakta, Jnana Mishra Bhakta, Yoga Mishra Bhakta. After, here to my statement, after getting purified, after giving up this desires which are stuck up in, but he has a prominent desire of that, they go to Vaikuntha, but their level, like Karma Mishra Bhakta, I'm just writing in the same sequence, they may get Salokya Adi, liberation. Jnana Mishra he also gets Salokya Adi, but he can reach to the stage of Shantarati or Shantaras, you can say. Shantarati or Shantaras, it's okay. And this Yoga Mishra also, they also get the Shantaras in the Vaikuntha. So they can go till Vaikuntha. This is what it is. Whereas these devotees, Kevala Bhakti, this is Golokunda. Why? Because there are higher rasas here. There is, what do you call it? Dasya, Sakhya, etc. So this is what it is. So now Krishna has discussed, see in your first 6 chapters now, you have studied this. In 3rd and 5th chapter, that Karma Yoga word is used now. Usually the Karma Yoga word is used, there are 2 kinds of Karma Yoga. If you see Nishkam Karma Yoga and Sakama Karma Yoga. Sakama Karma Yoga is nothing but a beginner. It is as good as Karma Kanda. It is as good as Karma Kanda. But usually when Krishna starts in Bhagavad Gita, when he's using the word Karma Yoga, it is Nishkam Karma. It is Nishkam Karma Yoga. Please try to understand. And next is what you call this Jnana Yoga section, what you study. Of course, Jnana Yoga is going to come in the last 6 chapters also in detail, but it has bits like Dhyana Yoga, the 6th chapter, that's also part of this. That's why you will find that words when Krishna is speaking, they will get. Usually, Prabhupada makes it very clearly in this, because he wants to give the ultimate of it and takes that, he will go back home, back to Godhead. He will go to the Krishna planet because he brings the essence into the purports. But if you see actually on the way the Bhagavad Gita is flowing, Krishna is slowly taking Arjuna and Krishna is revealing, you see, he is the Lord. He is the Lord and he will open up all the paths according to the desires of the people, according to their capacity of the people. We cannot say that, why can't there be only one path? No, his Lord is not so narrow. Lord is not so narrow. He will go, and in Gita, that's why he opens up all the paths, but he gives prominence to the Bhakti Yoga path in the between. He will say that in mid time and again he will tell that about what that, because now the verses which you are going to see in the coming session, that will show you, oh, this is talking about that Ananya Bhaktas. Oh, which is that? This is talking about. So neither Prabhus we are followers of this Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or this yoga. Neither we are followers of Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti, because this is also all revelation. It can take you to Vaikuntha, but it will not give. But the Kevala Bhakti, our path is this: Shuddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, Nishkinchana Bhakti. What are the different names which will take us to Golok Vrindavan? Accordingly. Is this point clear? So currently, what Krishna has spoken in 7th chapter is these 2 categories are also all spoken in 7.15. And this is the currently he's talking about, which is going to tell. After that, as soon as 9 to 13, he will discuss Yoga Mishra Bhakti. That means what? You will find when I'm describing next section, there will be, you will see there will be elements of yoga in that. Bhakti will be there, but elements of yoga will be there. Elements of yoga means what? Meditation, chanting Om, and the Kundali, what you call the Shat Chakras going on, and how he will break off, because that is a process of yoga, but he will go to the spiritual world. That is what it is. So that is what it is. And then immediately on 14th and 15th verses, that's why in your split also of chapters, you will find remembrance of Krishna by Shuddha Bhakti. There you will find it is Ananya. Is this point clear? Now, this subject will have many questions. I know, that's why I said in the last step. Now you can ask questions on this, whatever you want. This thing you should understand properly. If you're not understood, clarify whatever you can ask. So I will mostly, I may have to cut down the class today. It appears to be here only. But anyway, for tomorrow I can start with it. So this much clarity is not there. Many of the times devotees don't have this clarity. They keep on mixing. किसी को कर्मयोगी बोल देते हैं, कभी कभी किसी को ज्ञान योगी बोलते हैं अपने भक्त में, ये तो कर्म मिश्र भक्ति है. अरे we are followers of path, and here is that sadhana bhakti and sadhana bhakti we are all practicing, and that will lead one day to siddha. Basically, what you call, our sadhana will end up into the siddha state. We are under this category. That has to be very clear. Currently, what we are doing, Prabhu, are we following Karma Mishra Bhakti? Nothing, Baba. We are following Kevala Bhakti. In that we are doing currently sadhana. We are not reached Siddha. So that's why, first of all, let's understand what our acharyas, what Prabhupada has given us. He has given us 100% pure thing. So that's the value of our sampradaya, and that's thing. Some other sampradayas may go even at the lesser thing. So like that. Okay. Yes, Arjun Sarthi Prabhu.
Here when we are
you want me to show the screen or close it?
You can show the screen also.
Okay. Yes. So this you can see in Vishwanath Chakri Thakur's, in if you go in 7th chapter, verse number, I think 16th or something. He gives the description about destiny, everything he gives. I'm just speaking about from there. Yes,
Is
Prabhu,
it
please
from
tell.
Harinam Chintamani?
What, Prabhu?
Is it from Harinam Chintamani, right?
No, Prabhu. It is from Bhagavad Gita commentary, Sarartha Varshini of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur from 7th chapter, verse number 16. He explains all these concepts very clearly. I'm just putting in a table and just briefing it, so that our
Just share
understanding
this.
becomes very clear. Okay.
Guruji, can you share this once the discussion is over? Like this snippet.
Maybe I'll share it in another. I will make it because some changes I have to make it. I just quickly made it from my hand.
Okay.
It can be a little more. It is there in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's. Maybe I can tabulate it a little more properly and just have to. I just went in a flow. Is it clear to all of you?
Okay.
Yes, Arjun Sarthi.
Yeah. So here when we are mentioning of yoga, is that kind like Ashtanga yoga when we say, because karma?
Yes, exactly. What you are saying here is also, it's Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga only. But when we are saying here, is it Ashtanga yoga or not? You tell me. What do you think? Here it should be.
I'm not sure.
It's Ashtanga yoga only. It's Ashtanga yoga only. But prominently is what? Bhakti is prominent or is yoga is prominent for? You understood the point? He is mixing some of the aspects of yoga in order to control the mind. I tell you, Chetasa na anya gamena abhyasa yoga, because to control the mind is very difficult, Prabhu. How does we practice? We practice by chanting the holy name. That's why our path is chanting the holy name. Our path is not. Do we find devotees doing Shat Chakras because I have to control the mind so that I can chant the holy name? No, the chanting of the holy name itself will do for us. That much faith we have to have upon our chanting the holy name of our path. We don't have to follow other paths. Ashtanga Yoga, you will find all that process is there. But what is this ultimate process of Ashtanga Yoga in the first chapter? Liberation. That's it. You want to get rid of all the material listing, and one stage of his samadhi, he can get the darshan of the Lord. But yogi is a peculiar. He can choose to understand the value of the transcendental form of the Lord and enter into this. But that's a sad state. Can you imagine? Sad state. After that, he feels this form is Maya. Not Maya exactly. This form, that will become under Maya. So, he denies that form. Ultimately, the higher is Brahman. I have to merge into that. That's how his understanding goes. Whereas these people, that's why I'm clearly showing. Na? So now I think you should be clear when somebody in Bhagavatam, in some places, this kind of words will come. Bhakti Mishra Karma, Bhakti Mishra Yoga, Bhakti Mishra. So you should be speaking. Okay. As soon as they say Bhakti Mishra, Karma Mishra Bhakti, immediately one should know, oh, it is talking about Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. They are Bhaktas only. So sometimes we have this conception of, oh, nobody can go to the spiritual world till the time one is completely. See, pure, you see, this karmi, this artharthi will not go to the spiritual world. What we read in 19th chapter verse, after so many years, their desires are fulfilled. They understand. That means that desire is cleaned. But that's how they go later. But that will be the design. See, apart from one's practice, one's conception of the path has to be also clear in order where you will reach. Good questions are rising now. Yes, Arjun have to do. I think you're not done.
Here, I feel that this artharthi jigyasu should be actually put in the guna bhakti, right? Because their main motive to come to Krishna is not the bhakti. Their main motive is their own personal agendas, right? Why would their
No, Prabhu, in that if you clearly go in that, you see, that are the examples given. See, do you call the examples given by Acharya in Karma Mishra Bhakti? I will tell you. Gajendra. Do you think he has background of bhakti or not? You tell me that.
Gajendra had a man, yes.
So, but he's by our Acharya says he come in distressed state. His bhakti as on the background is there, right? Okay. But on background his bhakti is there. Whether it is from, sometimes it may be from previous life, which is not prominently visible in this life, but it is there from the previous life. So he's a bhakta in that sense. Only because of certain offense it was covered up at certain point of view. but he is karma because he desired that, oh Lord, please. Whereas a devotee of Kevala Bhakta of higher, he will not desire. What he will say, oh Lord, if this what pleases you, no problem. You getting the difference, Prabhu?
Yeah, I understand. But
But don't, but
outside.
surely you will not put under karma, because that usually karma nishkam for him, it is not so.
But it's very difficult to identify the people. Can we say somebody who is coming to Krishna for asking something that he has?
See, that is why, please, that is why do not put anybody coming to temple just because he's asking someday. You see, just he's asked. That's why in that day I was telling, do not consider anybody just chanting little bit, or see, the consistency has to be seen. Has to be seen. See, there are people even in India, they go to Krishna regularly. In Rajasthan, in Gujarat, they go, but they have some desires to fulfill also. If you ask there, you feel that, hey, Prabhu, हमारा attachment से भी इनका ज़्यादा है. But what is their consumption? Remember that. You can find even now. See, Prabhu, that's why it has so much variation in India. Sometimes devotee, somebody chants one time Hare Krishna. Prabhu, kitna naturally chant kiya. And sometimes take that as very, Arey, consistency means whether our sadhana bhakti will show whether he's consistent on that path.
I mean, probably here, we feel that Gajendra's case is very exceptional case. Right? I mean, we don't find these cases very often.
Yeah, because in Bhagavatam is not going to mention the set of people, na Prabhu. It will mention some people, but if you go to different places and if you analyze, we will get. There will be people, na Prabhu, who will do bhakti. They will have karma mishra also. What to speak? If you go to, when you will actually what happens? Why I did not wanted to tell you. Actually, if you're Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu would have completed, there you will understand where is this karma mishra bhakti coming. To be frank with, apart from that, this is artharthi jignasu as a material desire it is shown. I'll tell you what is karma mishra bhakti again. There will be people who will desire to have the opulence of the Lord. You're getting the point? That is called as Sukha Aishwarya Uttha. Sukha Aishwarya Uttha, or what you call it, that is called as moksha. I'm not going into, I don't want to add complex terms more and more. There will be people who want to say that, oh Lord, please take me to your planet. Is it a wrong desire? You tell me, is it a wrong desire? Having a spiritual, but will it not fall short when you compare from Shuddha Bhakti? That is the point. You understood karma is a desire. Oh Lord, please let me be happy and come back to you. Their Lord will give him nice Aishwarya, give him happiness, give him this thing. But may not have that. Simple, in a country. Now there is Prime Minister. There is a variations of relationships. Everybody may be citizen. Some citizens are very close. Some citizens are little more far. Some citizens are. But are they all citizens at one level? Yes. But are they all at different relationship with or not? You tell me. But can you say they should not be the country's citizen only because he's not connected, what do you call this? He has respect for Modi, he has respect for his government, that's it, but he wants to be good and his desires have been getting fulfilled even on a spiritual level. Nothing wrong because that desire is not so contrary. But when it comes to Shuddha Bhakti, there it is emphasis is very strong. No, I don't want anything, oh Lord, I want to serve you. That is most important thing. That's why you should always focus upon the definitions of Rupa Goswami path. Otherwise, why he will say that? Why he will use the word karma, what do you call? Anya abhilashita shunyam gnana karmadi. He says that no abhilashya. Because the only abhilasha I want to have is I want to serve you, O Lord. That's it. And why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Srishtastakam is saying that? What is the last line he is saying that? Whether you embrace me or whether you kick me, I cannot leave. That is whereas the karma mishra may not have. He just wants that thing. And I'm not telling he will not have bhakti. He has love for the Lord. But please understand, in love also there are gradations now. In rasa there are gradations. Dasaras, always we know that. All rasas are at one level. Are they all, what do you call, prema devotee? Sorry, they have prema for the Lord? Yes. But they have a different rasa. But still we grade, right? Our acharyas grade. This rasa is higher, this rasa is. Why do they grade then in that sense? There is gradation in that. And surely, karma mishra bhakti is not that he's having gross material desire. He's having something spiritual desire. When somebody is having gross desire in this world, Krishna is giving him swarga. What do you think? Somebody is having a little desire from the spiritual world and having something. Is it wrong? Do you think he should not satisfy their desire? For them, it will continue to be material existence. And this fellow who was doing karma kanda, to fulfill his desires in the heavenly planets, he will get heaven. Wow. You're getting the point? Will it not be so contrast? Krishna can accept if somebody is having it. You see, he should not have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, matsa, which is like that thing has to be clarified. That's why this artha, artharthi, jignasu also, if they become purified and they become very pure also, quite possible they can shift from karma mishra bhakti to gnana shuddha bhakti also, Prabhu. Please do not block yourself in your mind saying that, okay, Gajendra, but Gajendra, if he has purified, later he became pure devotee, surely. Is it clear?
Yes.
It will take some more time because when you hear this, it will have many things. But if you it's just focus and keep on reading and trying to understand, then you will understand. Because generally the concept is nobody can go to. When we are talking in ISKCON also, it is talking from the point of view of highest. If you want to have highest without any desire, so only that is what we want to keep as a goal. That's why we show, because when you show from pure bhakti, will you not show Vaikuntha also less in that sense? In that sense. But surely we should not that is the uniqueness of our sampradaya. It has given its deeper understanding of the acharyas. That's why I said first understand what Prabhupada has given is not a small thing. It is not a small thing. 100% bhakti is not a small thing. Thank you. Okay, Arjun Sardhu. Yeah, Mandar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
So I have little doubt about just like now Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti you told already. This all Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, Yoga Mishra. So the difference between what we are doing now, Sadhana Bhakti and Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti is we have touch of spiritual master, a pure devotee, and we are following in his footsteps. So that's why we come under Sadhana Bhakti because we are chanting and we are following 4 regs which our acharyas are telling. And Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti is those people who have Bhakti aspect, who have love for Krishna, but they are not under means they are not following a pure devotee.
Simple.
So that's why sadhana.
No. They may have also their own gurus. They may have their own path. See what happens. Let us say somebody is coming from a background of staunch practitioner of what you call previously Smarta Brahmanas. Now he comes to bhakti. He comes in touch with. See, if he comes in touch with pure devotee, if he comes in Shuddha Bhakti, they will say, Arya sab chodo. That is very clear. Let us say he comes in touch with somebody. So he cannot, sometimes what happens, they are so much attached that they cannot leave that aspects of their karma. Certain things he will do only. So that aspect continues. That's why it becomes a Mishra. Getting the point? That's why when we come into our path, what we said, that's why as you rightly said, we surrender to a guru, then guru says, ye mat karo, ye karo. We are ready to follow. We don't stick to our things. That's why surrender is not a small aspect. Surrender is a very big aspect. Is it clear, Mandar Prabhu?
Yes, sir. In that, one more thing is there. Now we are saying we are doing sadhana bhakti. So within that also, it is not that we have full surrender. So some part like 4
That's why we are called as sadhakas, na?
Yeah.
Sadhana we are doing, na, currently.
Yes. And apart from that also, just like now it is my choice that where I want to do job. So it is not like, okay, I consider, okay, I will do job here, I will do job there. Or I decided how to live life apart from what sadhana and what 4 regs plus what I'm doing. Apart from that, within Krishna consciousness, there is some, what we can say, some independence within that range. But when now, of course, I don't know now here, one more thing I have heard from some of the devotees. They said that everything what we do should be under guidance of either spiritual master or at least some authority. What we do, reporting authority and everything. We should take guidance and accordingly we do. So, is it that aspect come in sadhana bhakti? Because
Sadhana Bhakti. That's why if you read Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, my humble request to all of you, one thing I'll tell. When you are Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, usually for us, we had Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu first. So all our bhakti related things, that thing has been there. But if you read Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, or when you are reading, the whole thing is talking about, see, so many chapters, 16 chapters practically is talking about sadhana bhakti. What is sadhana bhakti? It starts with what you call Guru Padashraya, right? And if that representative is perfectly following Guru, yes, surely you are following under that Guru. The Guru plays a major role in our this thing aspect in our path, because he wants to give us pure bhakti, then he will engage us accordingly. And you see, if you want to know that what is our path is given. That's why Prabhupada said Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a law book for all of us. It is talking about only Shuddha Bhakti. It will not talk about any of this other bhaktis. I'm telling you, it will give as a contrast for explaining where is that path, where is that path, where is this path, in order to make us understand and fix on the path. That's why the whole Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu starts with the definition of over a period, Anya Abhilashita Shunya. Why does he want to focus? To make clear this bhakti is totally different from all other kinds of bhakti. Clear, Prabhu? So yes, surrender to a spiritual master is very important in our path. And our path is chanting and hearing. That's why you'll find apna path kya hai bolte? Chanting and hearing. But if you ask some other guys all those things, they will say this is there, uske saath thoda bhakti karenge. Getting the point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So we should be proud of what has been given to us and practice sadhana bhakti staunchly, not going like sometimes people also see when we are in our path also, when we are following, sometimes we do what is happening. Oh, because we don't have staunch faith in our path. Now staunch faith is required. That yes, the spiritual master what our acharyas given, what the teachings are given, let me follow them nicely, sincerely throughout my life. And that's it. And read scriptures, read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu very thoroughly if you want to understand Shuddha Bhakti properly. You have to read it properly. So all the best, all of you will surely in our future coming this course, it will come later. But we had a sequence of some other thing. This is also okay, not a worry. But usually that is there, then what happens, that sense becomes very easy, what Krishna is talking about. Right. Okay, thank you, Mandar. Yes, our Deepak Sutar. Okay, what's the time? Sorry, 8:09. It's 8:19. I'm extremely sorry. See, I request to all of you, 8:15 is the standard time of class, and after that, all of you have, without my permission, you have a right to leave accordingly, because some of you have jobs, some of you are there. But somebody has questions further to ask, I surely will try my best within my capacity to answer them. But all others, please, without any permission, you have a full right to proceed for your things after 8:15. So this is, I'm just saying it. Shantanu Prabhu, please put it as a message to all of them also. Are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay, please put it as this. Officially, I am. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to say anything. So don't feel uncomfortable also. You can leave, no problem. And usually I try to take question answers after that, because sometimes it may take long while, and sometimes somebody who's asking the others may know the answers also, or they may have to leave. So, okay. Yes, Deepak.
Hare Krishna. So, like one doubt that when like Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, Yoga Mishra, Bhakti, so like Bhakti in that like the Jnana or Karma is dismissed. So like they practice and they get purified. And then if they like practice pure devotional service, then they go to Golok Vrindavan. Or if they continue to practice that Yoga Mishra Bhakti, then they go to like Salokya or Santras. Is it right? Or
What? Sorry, bro, I couldn't get you. Last point.
like, bro, I'm telling that like if after purification, like if that person is continue to practice like Yoga Mishra Bhakti, then he go to Salokya. Or after purification, if he take to sadhana like Kevala Bhakti, then he go to Golok. Or
see, Prabhu, Kevala Bhakti. Now some of you may think I have written here only. Okay, I have to write other things also. I forgot to not forget, just to make it a little more clear. I just don't think that here there is no. I wrote from the points of Rasa. Somebody will go to Saket. Somebody may go to what do you call Vaikuntha. So this should not add to your confusion. See, Prabhu, try to understand that difference. See, don't you think there is pure bhakti with Lord Ram also?
yes.
Right? So he will go to the Vaikuntha planet where Lord Ram is there. But what is his desire? His desire is to serve purely Lord Ram. And somebody is not of that lamp, some karma mishra bhakti. He may go to the Lord Ram planet, but remain as a planet at a distance. Like I said, citizen, that is a cabinet ministry. So everybody is a closeness Matters, na Prabhu. Where will we go? Who will serve personally? Who will have that intimate relation? That thing will define. It's not that like, for example, so is it pure Kevala Bhakti only for Krishna? No, Kevala Bhakti is for Lord Ram also. There also there should be Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrutam. For them. For Narsimha, then he will go to Narsimha planet accordingly. But usually when we talk the higher rasas point of view, that is exclusively for Krishna. Because in Vaikuntha and other places, what is happening is there is what you call that Aishwarya Bhav is there. Now, I am using more terms, but just I am putting it in sense. Pure bhakti can be practiced for Lord and his further expansions also for Lord Ram or pure bhakti definition. If you see in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he does not say is Krishna is word is used there, but Krishna and his other incarnations. But that bhakti, even when you are practicing for Lord Ram, should be pure, should be Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmadhyana. Oh, Lord is my master. Hanuman, what do you think? Hanuman is practicing what? Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, or Yoga Mishra, what? You may see him yoga poster also. Do you think he's doing Yoga Mishra? His dhyan is completely on Lord Ram. See, don't get confused by just by poses, just by Om, just by this thing, what do you call? Don't just, the Hanuman you will find just with the pose of whether he's doing what. Whether is now you may, don't try to now put the categories of devotees, where is what, where is what. Usually, in Bhagavatam, maximum devotees are in the Kevala category because Shuddha Bhakti has been prominently given in. And some here and there, some mixed bhaktis definitions are also given. Is it clear, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Devi Prasad, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavata. So my question is that we are practicing sadhana bhakti, and if we are not aiming towards like for this keval bhakti, then is there any chance that we can go for this pradhani bhuta bhakti?
You want to
If we are
go?
not no, I don't want to, but if we are not properly practicing or we are not actually aiming, like I have seen just those who are initially practicing, so I have seen they're practicing, but they're intentionally not practicing. So is there any chance that they can go back to this pradhani bhuta bhakti?
To go back?
Not go back, not just mean to say if can
Because they are not practicing this, they will not practice that also. Because what you are saying, how they will not practice this, they will not practice that also.
No, they're practicing, but they're not intentionally doing intentionally. They're just physically just there.
See, Prabhu, try to understand first. Somebody has faith in Krishna. That Shraddha Shabde Vishwas Koe Sudrida Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Krita Hai. This is the level of Shraddha that is required in Shuddha Bhakti, bare minimum. Yes, I accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then I have full faith that if I practice, if I continue, then that faith has to be there. That faith has to be very strongly there in our practice of Krishna consciousness. And yes, by following the chanting the holy names of the Lord, I will get purified and I will go back home, back to Godhead. I have to be following the 4 regulative principles that has been given to my spiritual master in order to live a sinful free life. That faith has to be strongly there. In any difficult situation, I will not go, even though I may be a Brahmana from previous, situations coming from this category, from that category, but that is what it is. And if you have a tendency, as you are saying, if you have a tendency, yes, then he is mixing certain things. Then that is not Shuddha Bhakti, to be frank. But initially, Prabhu, anybody is coming to this path, it takes time for him to also, right? Initially, when you are coming now, slowly, when he understands more Krishna, he reads the scriptures, he understands, he associates with the devotees, then what happens? To the degree he is more receptive, to the degree then slowly he understands this path and starts following strongly. That's why, how even we ourselves are also like that. Like initially we might be worshipping some Devi, some this, some that. Even after coming to Bhakti and voice, after 1 year also, घर वाले बोलते हैं, अरे देवी के ये काटने जाना है, और चलो चलते हैं देवी चलते हैं. But as soon as you over a period of time consciously understand, oh, this is not I'm supposed to do. This is not I'm supposed to do. And sometimes socially, just because of the pressure, we may go externally, but we don't have a faith so strong. because faith defines a person also. So we don't do externally. Sometimes you see our devotees also externally may do certain activities, but their intense faith is where that defines a person. That intense faith is Krishna only. No other path, no other things. But somebody is having strong background of gnani, some background of karma. Again, he wants to mix that activity. Surely he will not try. He's not he's seeing this path, but still he has not understood this path also very clearly. Is this point clear?
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Sumit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
your voice is
interrupting.
Your voice is interrupting.
Hare Krishna. Is it clear?
Maybe now you can speak. Yes.
Prabhuji, I was asking this Ashtanga Yogi, what is their destination? Ashtanga Yogi?
Yeah.
What is their destination?
Their destination is Prabhu, what do you call it? It is usually impersonal liberation.
Okay. But Prabhuji, if we will
You see,
the
impersonal
yoga
liberation.
ladder,
Wait. I'm coming. See what happens, the yogi practices. And he has Ashtanga, 8 angas. Last anga is Samadhi. In the Samadhi, actually, he gets darshan of the Lord. But his conception, he begins that I will practice this yoga in order to merge to Brahman, and let me take the help of that Samadhi, the form of the Lord, later to merge. He will become an impersonal. That's why he comes in the Guni Bhuta Gadi. But if he's a Bhakta, he's Ashtanga, and then he sees the form of the Lord, and then beautifully he's willing to serve, and he's amazed by the form of the Lord, and then he makes that conception. This is the final thing, nothing beyond that, and he leaves that conception of impersonal that is lower, and understanding that thing is very clear. Then he comes into the Yoga Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakta. Is this point clear? But in general, when we say Ashtanga, in general terms, when you was to say, is that impersonal revelation usually.
That's why, like in the yoga ladder, Ashtanga Yoga comes above, then Jnana Yoga.
Jnana Yoga, yeah, hierarchically you can keep it, but moreover, the destination point of view from Jnana Yoga is Ashtanga Yoga. You see what happened? A Gnani practices. He can take an aspect of Ashtanga Yoga along with him. Getting the point? It's not just कि ये पाथ है तो यही नहीं, कोई तो निष्काम कर्म योगी तो ज्ञानी बनता है, और कौन बनता है ज्ञानी? नया कर्मी रहता है, उसको आसक्ति रहती है. So when he starts Nishkam Karma Yoga, what you have seen in your first chapter is he first becomes Nishkam. That means he's on the path of Nishkam. Slowly he practices. He then slowly. That's why in Vedic times, if you see, usually that paths were very prominent. Why after a certain age he leaves home and everything goes? He understands. Because usually Gnana is higher. He understands. Let me not, because anything I will do, it will bind me. So that's why he goes from that stage to from hierarchy point of view, that one. And Jnani, he can perfect his path by by his meditating, speculating, not speculating in the sense of focusing upon the Upanishads aspects of the Lord completely, and become and understanding that ultimately I have to merge into the. That is also possible. And some Jnanis can take an aspect of Ashtanga Yoga aspect, and again perfect through that, so that the control of mind can be much more easy from that. He can do that. And Nishkam Karma Yogi, before taking to Jnana, he understands Ashtanga, he can take that path. See, these are no like aisa nahi hai. That is only in a yoga ladder also. It's only Vikarmi, Karmakanda, Nishkam Karma Yogi, and Jnana Yogi and Bhakti Yogi. It is given like that. But if you see from the flow, who can go from where? And if Bhakti is there, he can jump from even Vikarmi to that directly Bhakti state. That's the beauty of Bhakti. Is it clear?
Yes.
Is this point clear?
Yes, it is clear for you. And second is Hatha Yoga is also there. So that actually yoga comes in which category?
Hatha Yoga is Ashtanga Yoga's first 4 parts are called as Hatha Yoga. That's it.
And the last
Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, if you just put that much is practice, that is today on a basically starting to focus upon the mind and all that aspects. Actually, later stages there, that is called as Hatha Yoga. That's it.
Okay. And the last question, Prabhuji, this Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta can, like, after getting purified completely, can come to the Keval Bhakti also?
If you want to, just usually when we are saying that, you see, anybody can, what to speak of Pradhani, anybody can come to Shuddha Bhakti, Prabhu, provided there is a, what we say, there is a touch of some pure devotee in our lives. That is the beauty, na. But if you get that, then if you say, other paths में भी, हाँ, other paths में कोई किसी को ज्ञानी का टच आएगा तो क्या बनेगा, मुझे बताओ, ज्ञानी बनेगा.
Yes.
So that is why we are fortunate that we got the, what do you call, opportunity to get in touch with pure devotee. That's what we should understand the fortune. भाई इतने लाखों में से बाकी पाथ्स में मैं गया नहीं. अगर कोई ज्ञानी सन्यासी मिल जाता था ना, क्या हाल होता था? Because he is also very powerful. He is very powerful. You get it? That is why sometimes we don't understand only. ऐसे ही लगता है कि डिवाइस करने आए थे, क्या करें, मैं नहीं करना चाहता था, ये लोग आके मुझे लेके गए. But he is a representative of a pure devotee who has come. पहले क्या मिला है? If you understand शुद्ध भक्ति ना, you will love first of all what you have got only. खाने से पहले एटलीस्ट वो देख के, जैसे देखे ना, जैसे sometimes your interest is in cake or some friend, देख के ही आपको मुंह में पानी आने लगता है. Getting?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank
We
you
are
so much.
fortunate. We are fortunate. We did not get an opportunity. Even if you have got, but still the Shuddha Bhakta, if he is so powerful, he can pull us into other paths. But usually, but why many others can't come? Because they are stringent with their own paths sometimes. That's why it's difficult.
Yes,
That's why more sometimes. So that's why I'm telling. A vikarmi kari, right? Even an animal, even anybody can come to Shuddha Bhakti. So what is the difficulty? Pradhani will not come easily, na? That's the point. My point is that.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Very cool. Yes, Shantanu too. I was
Prabhuji,
expecting
can
at
you
least you
give
will ask one question at least.
can you give one example of each of Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti? Like you gave for Gajendra as the one who was in distress and
You see,
was
Pradhani Buddha Gajendra, Artharthi is our Dhruv Maharaj is considered. Later he became pure devotee. Later he got purified, no? But initially,
right,
what
right.
was this thing?
At
That's
that
it. And the
stage, like
Lord,
when he
yeah,
started, he was in that category.
yes, that's state. And later, let us say, it all depends upon who internal state, internal conception कैसा है. ये बोलना बहुत मुश्किल है. Getting? That's why हमको बोला जाता है internally भाई, वो क्या कहते हैं, desires clean रखो, desires वो मत रखो, desire, it's not कि desires मत रखो, एक ही desire रखो to serve Krishna. ऐसा नहीं कि desires ही मत रखो. Sometimes devotee go to the other extreme. कुछ भी desire नहीं रहना चाहिए. अरे desire रहना चाहिए. To serve Krishna. So next, Jnani, what do you call, Jnana Mishra, this I get the Kumaras. Sorry, Jignasu are the, what do you call, the Sutta Goswami and the Naimisharanya sages. Naimisharanya sages, not Sutta Goswami. Sutta Goswami is a pure devotee. Naimisharanya sages are come to Jignasu because previously they were not clear. Their aspect of when they started the yajna was to go to heavens. They were karmakandis previously. When they come in touch with Sutta Goswami, Romaharshan Sutta, his father, they heard about the glory. Then when pure devotee like Sutta Goswami came, they all became pure devotees. See? Getting the point?
They progressed basically.
Yeah, progress होता है ना, progress. अभी हम लोग भी कौन से कैटेगरी से आए ना, पता नहीं, हम लोग वर्णाश्रम ही फॉलो नहीं कर रहे होंगे. That means we are out of it. That is the beauty. That is the beauty of this Shuddha Bhakti. Other paths ना, you need some basic qualification. ज्ञानी के लिए, you cannot practice Jnana till the time you take renounce order of life. You cannot practice yoga till the time you take renounce order. क्या practice करो? Such level of basic qualifications are required to follow certain paths. But bhakti, to come into bhakti, there is no qualification. But to reach to the end of bhakti, you need purification, you need qualification, you need that kind of intensity, desire, and practice. Is it clear?
Yes. And
Yeah,
Jnanis.
and Jnanis, yeah, you can put the Kumaras.
Kumaras.
Kumaras, that's
Okay.
what the Acharyas put.
Okay. And Yoga Mishra.
Yoga Mishra, Prabhu, as of now, I didn't find any Yoga Mishra of any this thing. You see, from the destination point of view, I can say there will be what do you call it? There will be the sages who will have this, they will love Krishna, I mean, they will have that bhakti in them, but they'll have this Yoga Mishra aspect also. I could
Sabarimali.
So even I'm not sure bro, whether is what is this. See what happens in this sages also. कौन कहाँ से इनका background ज्ञानी था क्या था वो समझना मुश्किल है और भक्ति क्या बहुत मुश्किल है. At least for me, and I have not analyzed thoroughly. Whenever our acharyas analyze, we come to know कि ये थे. अभी now also examples what I said, because our acharyas are analyzed and given this example, he comes in this category, he comes. That's why I am able to speak. Yoga Mishra का कुछ example तो दिया नहीं. Let me see if at all I get some example of that currently. But there are sufficient Yoga Mishra bhaktas in the spiritual world. Don't worry. That much I can surely say. नाम पता नहीं अभी पूछना पड़ेगा. Okay, so I don't know some charts whether there are questions there also. If someone have desire, oh my God, who's asking? I don't know. Ankush Pro, is there? If bhakta is doing asanas for the fitness, it comes under yoga. Arey nahi. If you are doing for basic health and also you can do. Your path is, this is not your path, right? You are not going to pranayam, samadhi, dharana. ये सब सुबह morning program में नहीं करते हो ना? काफी है. So it is, you see, sometimes we may attend some social ceremonies, certain this thing. No problem, because we have to. We are living in a social society, not to create chaotic conditions. Sometimes, but internally, where is his faith? That defines his path. So some yogasanas and all that. Somebody is saying, I like you hear somebody is doing you in voice or in some places. Yeah, if you're taking the time of Shuddha Bhakti time for you and doing this thing, that doesn't look good. That much I can say. It doesn't look good. Like morning program, I'll do yoga because of my you do it later. That's the point. Do it in some part of the body, whatever is required for your body. Some exercises required. Good, na? For doing what? Why are you practicing that yoga? In order to practice Bhakti Yoga. In order to practice Shuddha Bhakti properly. That is the point. Okay, next, I think you just posted that. Hare Krishna Puji. Those who are devotees of Lord Ram, Sandeva, and other forms of Lord Krishna, are there not capable? What kind of relationship will they develop with their? That I clearly already mentioned. That you can have your devotional service, and you will have your devotional service with different, like other Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya. They have your devotional service with the deities of their respective, with Narasimha, Lord Ram, and all those things. Surely they will accordingly. But they will go to their planets and have that relation. Usually that relation is like that. But those are prominently with Krishna Bhaktas. They'll go to Golok, or according to the what you call understanding, they'll go to Dwarka. Next, Sri Kapoor, if someone has desire of having rasa higher, any rasa than Shant rasa, does it fall under Pradhani Bhutta? No. Usually the Shant rasa is the highest there at max. That's it. Above that, higher rasas is different. And usually the what we call dasya, that thing goes deeper with if you have pure devotional service only. That's not possible. Yeah, who raises Anil Sahu? Yes, who?
Hare Krishna Puji. Thank you, Puji, for wonderful class. I'm not sure, Puji, this question is right in this platform or not. Accordingly, you can give the answer, Puji. One of my friend is there, Puji, who is planning to take initiation from Premanand Swami Maharaj. I hope you know, Puji, that he is from Vrindavan, very famous there, and he have some Harivansh Sai Bachchan, some parampara is there. So he asking from me that to take or not. So I'm not able to give any proper answer. You can.
Better. This is not the platform. Better you consult with some senior Vaishnavas, clarify, and then you may give him an answer or get in touch with somebody who can tell what is Premanand Babaji's background, and accordingly decide. At least I'm not much. I'm not qualified to speak upon or advise upon.
Thank you.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Is it okay? Shall I take? No, number has come 15. So good, many could leave. Okay. Any more? So Shantanu Prabhu, I'll take your permission.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hope I didn't confuse many. Don't worry, it will enter slowly.
Yeah, yeah.
But one has to
You
know
can
it.
once you
It's
modify this,
important.
you can share this, Guruji. It's really
Yeah,
helpful.
I
Yeah.
can share. I can share. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.